Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Chawana ChristkLyk. I am joined by Besta and Mfaweli. Welcome to the Frame by Frame Uncut Podcast.
Yes.
Having our very first guest on episode 1. We're so excited to have you. Thank you for...
And I think we can clap louder.
Applause. We're going to add extra applause in the background. But yeah. So thank you so much for coming to chat to us on film. We have so many questions, Besta, and we have so much we want to dive into. I'm sure you're going to stay tuned. This is our first episode ever. We're going to have a YouTube channel. All these episodes are going to float there. So look out for more. We have a very strong lineup of people coming through. So very first guest, we'll dive into it. Besta, you want to start for us?
Yeah. I think, like Chawana said, first of all, thank you for coming through.
Mm-hmm.
First guest, first episode. Yeah. We'll start by asking you your position.
Yeah.
And where you're coming from. So that people can have a background of who you are and what you do. Then we can ask you the questions. So just do an introduction.
Okay. Yeah. So my name is Mfaweli Tau Mwambo. I am currently NAMA Vice President. So NAMA is National Association of Media Arts. That's for people that don't know what that is. And you guys are our members. Yes. Paid up members, actually.
Yeah. You guys
subscribe.
So our mandate is to promote and develop the arts, right? And as Vice President, we have to make sure that we expand. We have to make sure we sit in policy making. We have to make sure there's funding. We have to make sure that the art develops. So that's pretty much what we do.
One of the main purposes of this podcast is to highlight the challenges that our industry is facing. First of all, do you believe that there's an industry? Because some people will be like, no, we don't have an industry in Zambia. What do you have to say about that?
We do. And it makes me sad when I hear people say, we don't have an industry, right? I use this analogy of a library. So you can have this big room with, say, 100 books. Is that a library?
Yes.
Yeah. If it has 1,000 books, is it still a library?
It is.
Exactly. The very same thing. We might not produce as much as other countries or as much as in other continents, but we do have an industry. It's just the capacity that we produce. So,
I completely agree. I actually always argue with people when I Google a definition of industry for them. So we don't have an industry. I think they feel like you sound woke when you say,
you know what I mean?
We don't
have an industry.
An industry is somewhere you can produce and make funds. I asked, don't you make money from film?
Exactly.
Do you not get paid off this production?
Exactly.
And then they say yes. I'm like, that's an industry.
Are you paying your taxes from it?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys need to learn. Basis of this podcast as well is to highlight certain things like this. You heard it yourself. You heard it here first. It's an industry.
It is an industry. Is there a structure in place? Yes. Are there policies in place? Yes. Are you paying your taxes? Is there revenue from it? Yes. Yeah. It is an industry. Otherwise, then what are you fighting to create if there's no industry? You're saying we need to develop this community?
Yeah, that's community. I know somebody. I think about 2 people. I think we should bring them so that they should justify why they think it's not called an industry.
Do they have jobs?
They do.
They do have jobs?
They do.
They produce?
Industry. Yes, they do.
Okay.
And direct.
And that direct?
It's a losing battle. We're not even gonna... Yeah.
I think the biggest challenge for me, straight down, is the mindset around the arts, number one. I feel like people take the arts or the film like a hobby. Like you don't have anything to do, so what are you going to do? Get a camera? I've had people have sentiments to say, I'm an artist. Okay, what else do you do?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you guys have heard that.
That's great. What else do you... Like an accountant?
On the side. They don't expect it to actually sustain you.
Yeah. And yet it does.
Yeah.
Right? But it's the mindset around film is not work or art is not work. And I speak broader because it's something that we have been advocating for more funding in the arts. Yeah. So the challenge is film is not seen in an economic sector. It's seen as a social sector. So that even when funds are given, whatever little funds are given, it's given in a way that it alleviates poverty. It at least you have something, not that you're going to produce revenue for the country. So it's the mindset around how art and film is taken. So that is the biggest challenge that we have. It's the mindset, and not just from ourselves, but even our government as well.
Yeah.
So that's
I'm
the
curious,
biggest challenge.
does this stem from them not seeing results in the industry, because for someone to doubt something, then they've not seen what it can do or the power of what it can produce. But then I'll beg to differ, because I think we are showing a sense of production, and we're showing results, right? People are sitting on their television sets to watch Zambezi Magic or watch whatever Multi-Choice or ZMBC Prime TV, whatever you call it.
Everything.
You're watching content on
YouTube.
That. So for people to think, it really baffles me, for people not to understand where this sits in terms of creating revenue for the country as well. So people, please, you need to make sure you open your eyes to this. This is a full functioning industry.
It is.
We are all creatives as we speak here. So,
and just to add on that, they say, give us, what's the word? We want to see, right? Give us numbers.
Yes.
So let me break it down. In terms of revenue, we get 0.03% of the budget. The entire budget, not 0.3, 0.03% of the entire budget. It goes to the arts.
Okay.
Right? And in the arts, there's administration, there's music, there's fashion, there's theater, there's all these things. So we get 0.003.
We're splitting,
right?
still.
We're still splitting. But this is where I say, even if we're building a case, because in terms of revenue, we contribute 0.3% to the country's revenue. So we get 0.03, but we return 0.3. So that's 10 times more than what we are given.
Sounds like a great percentage.
So it is 10 times more than what we are given. That's what we give back. So how do you come and tell us to say we don't see what you are? The math is not math. Because there is art in everything. You're talking finance, just the very same paper that you worship. Who did that? A designer, graphic designer, right? When they're going in Parliament and people are being seen. Who's that? The artist. You know what I mean?
True. Somebody capturing.
There's somebody capturing.
Stream you on Facebook. There's a camera there.
That's art. That's the very same film that you're thinking.
Yeah.
It's more of a social sector, not an economic sector. So again, it comes back to the mindset. What are we really doing? But that's where we have to play our part to educate them. Like podcasts like this, I was very excited when you called me and you said, hey, we want to talk film and how we can play our part in developing this country. I said, yes. Because now these are the platforms that we can get to speak to our parliamentarians and make them understand. This is what it is. This is how we will change their mindset, because we also have to play our part. So I'm very excited about this.
Yeah.
That's
actually very encouraging.
But one thing I've tried to pick up is I was told when you're trying to convince somebody, convince them in their language, not yours, right? So maybe looking at how parliamentarians think or perceive things and try to make the approach more suitable to them. Because I feel like I'm also going to blame creatives sometimes. We're so passionate that we forget you just want people to understand your emotion, how you're feeling.
Yeah, sometimes we don't even express well.
Sometimes you're not even expressing. We're just like, I wish you could feel what I'm feeling. No, tell me. So if we can find a way to sort of speak in their language, so in terms that they understand.
Absolutely.
So if they request for something, we sort of make it suitable to their palate. Also because most parliamentarians, right, are not like a younger pool of audience, right? So there's also that gap you have to explain to elderly people in a different way for them to really understand what you're trying to do. So that's something we should try and look out for as well, creatives. I was told we are too emotional.
Too emotional.
Really on your art, your art is your baby. That's like, no, this is great, but
no, we really,
no, you have to sort of explain to me. So that's great. I'm glad we have people like you that also, want to push this agenda, and I think we'll get far.
And also just to add on that, we are, like you said, we have to make sure we speak to them in a way that they understand. We have been working closely with civil society, like say PAGs.
Okay.
And we're teaching artists.
What's that?
People's Action for Good Governance Zambia, and Accountability for Good Governance Zambia. So we are teaching artists how to advocate in their own words. Because like you said, you'd be like, no, this is my baby, love it, right? But you have to speak in a way that they would understand. How do you break down how you contribute to the economy? As an artist, on your set, you've had sets before, Besta. How many people have you employed? Plenty. How are you going to break it down for the parliamentarians to understand? You show them this is how many people. I have accountants. People need to get paid. I have drivers. So you literally get from all sectors. You have to get caterers who get from the markets and shops. You have to buy fuel. You have to employ medics. You do hair and makeup. You do stylists. You go even as far as what do you call it? Real estate, because you have to get
a property.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you guys create employment in all sectors.
Yeah.
Right? So breaking it down to them, being able to use your voice. So we are starting a lot of those trainings. We had our first artistic residency, I think a couple of weeks ago, but now we want to expand because we also had musicians, poets, actors in that.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's very important, like you said.
Yeah, you heard it here first, people. So let's keep pushing.
Yeah, and I feel like, so if they're willing to listen, then that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But then how do we get to them? Because there's like those guys in parliament, there's filmmakers.
Yeah.
And then I feel like in between here, there's people like you, there's Nama, because us, we can't just go directly to them.
Yeah, there's ladders.
Yeah. So, and I was telling this guy that they're like, look, if they're even able at least to listen, then that's a good thing. Because at least they can be welcoming. But how do you, first of all, how do you get to them? And how do you, for you to even say, I'm going to speak their language, it means they have to let you in first. But from what we saw in that video, it's like, they just don't want. It's like they don't even leave room for you to say, okay, come and explain what this is. Yeah. And from, I think one of the points that was raised is like, they feel like film is just all about actors. They don't know about what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like what just said, the drivers, the makeup artists, all those departments. Yeah. So how do you come in as maybe Nama to make sure that us, the people on the ground, the filmmakers, have sort of like an audience with them, so maybe we can tell them what really goes on.
So you've asked me like so many things right now, but
Layered question,
it's layered. But I will say, first of all, I think government is ready to listen, right? And if you thought they weren't ready to listen, you guys are artists. What's going to stop you from making them listen? You know what I mean? I feel like as artists, we're very nonchalant, you know, we're very, like, we're too cool. We're not as radical as we should be.
Yeah.
I'm not promoting anything,
but
we're not as radical as we should. But government is willing to listen. Do we feel like government is a little bit, I'm not saying government, say, like you mentioned earlier, the film fund. They thought it's just actors. So automatically it shows they are uninformed, right? Extremely uninformed, painfully, painfully uninformed, right? But then we also have to play our part. So even in the way that the film fund was shut down, it's platforms like this. We make videos, we put them out there. Everybody has to speak. It doesn't just have to be us as administration, because you, the artists, we are the industry. It's not a particular few. It's not the leaders. It's all of us, from makeup, lights, name it. So if we all put our voices there, will they not hear us?
They will, unless they choose not to.
No, I mean, even if they choose not to. But I mean, you know what I mean? With that, and everybody is tagging whatever honorable, National Assembly, whoever, name it.
I also feel like, not to dive in politically, but it was also because of how, like, the person that presented the bill, a bit of, you know, that back and forth, like, because it was you, we're not going to hear what you have to say. I think so we just need maybe another platform, another chance to sort of maybe even take them aside and say, before we even get to parliament, maybe let me run you through before we start the war in a public space where cameras are watching, and now you're making sort of these decisions because people are watching. So I think,
well, there's also that. But I think also in an ideal world, it would have been nice if we had a bit of time before it went into parliament to sit with, you know, with different parliamentarians to make them understand. Because I find it, I mean, riddle me here, right? You give us the film policy. It's got objectives and things and whatnot. And then here's the film fund, which is supposed to help achieve certain objectives. And then you shut it down. So what's this for?
Right.
Like,
the policy.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
And just to be clear on the policy, what exactly does the policy promise to do? Is it more just like a roadmap plan, or does it actually say we will do this? Because there's a difference with just having a structure there, but like, what promises did they put to actually follow it? Is this like?
So in the policy, there are certain objectives lined up, and in terms of capacity, structure, infrastructure, whatnot, name it, and all those things require a certain funding, which is in the policy.
Oh, okay.
So now here's an opportunity for the film fund, right?
To start tackling
So that
some
you
of
can
these
start
objectives.
achieving said objectives, and then you shut it down. So it kind of makes you think to say, are you really interested in the arts? Are you ready to invest in the arts? Because the arts is an economic sector. You create jobs. So what are we doing? Is it a policy like you just ticked and checked and said, we gave you the policy, now sit down?
Now sit down with it.
You know what I mean? It kind of makes you question things. But when it comes to the budget, despite what we got, we are now trying to create a case so that we can get more. Because I personally believe if you invest in the arts, you automatically invest in reducing unemployment.
Yeah.
Because majority of the people are in the informal sector, majority of the youth are artists. So if you're serious about, reducing unemployment, invest in the arts. We don't want a handout.
Yeah, that is true.
It's a
we
business.
don't want a handout.
Yeah.
It's a business. If you don't understand the business, we're there to explain it to you. You're there to explain it to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a business. It's not a joke.
Yeah, I hope actually this podcast gets to you guys.
Please.
We need you to
Pushing it.
Yeah.
People need
we
to
need you to
listen.
do this thing
Yeah.
for
Don't
us.
just listen, like I say, don't listen to respond, like listen to understand, right? So don't just say, these guys are blabbering. Take time, do your own research sometimes, even away from what we're saying. If you think maybe we're just making up stories or creating figures or promise, you can look at, like I always say, look at other industries. Maybe I'm sure the people have connections with other, like I said, parliamentarians or ministers or whatever, policymakers in different countries. You could go to Kenya and say, even on your vacation, right? Just find out, your film industry, what's the setup like? What happens? Run me through. Just hear it from a different perspective and then come copy paste to your country. It could work.
Vacation. Speaking of vacations, how do they know how those places look like?
Films, commercials, brochures.
Which is
This is all
the art.
Comes
Back to the arts. And the thing is, I keep saying every other sector is able to benefit from film. And I give an example. You see so many films, love stories in Hawaii, whatnot. One of the biggest tourist destinations. Paris, same thing.
Yeah, right. By the Eiffel Tower.
By the Eiffel Tower, exactly. You have people locking their little initials by the bridge.
By the bridge, yeah.
People go to Italy, they throw a little penny in the back and they make a wish.
Yeah.
People go visit the Loch Ness Monster, UFOs. There are all these sightings that literally goes into tourism. Top Gun increased registration into the Air Force by almost 1,000%.
Because
Really?
of the impact of the film. You feel like, I want to...
Film
I wanna
is
do
so
this.
powerful. Like, it can literally change the trajectory of any economy. Look at Nigeria, fashion, one of the biggest fashion giants. Where did we start seeing their outfits first? In films. How many years ago? You know what I mean?
Everything.
It started from film. That's how powerful it is, but that's how we need to explain it to them. First of all, one thing I love about the industry is people, first of all, we don't have funding. Like, people who say, okay, well, like where we can go have like a commission to say, I need 5 million to do a film, right? And I kid you not, Namibia does have a film commission, but they produce less than 3 features and less than 10 a year, less than 10 short films from the commission. But in Zambia, people get from their pockets and create because they are hungry and they love what they do. They are hungry to develop this industry, right? So that's one thing I love about this industry. People want to. It is there. And structures are being put in place, and that's one of the things that really inspired me. I've had a chance to work with both of you on different projects. You don't stop. So what can we do to make sure that we get you to a point when you need that 5 million, It's there. You need that 15 million. It's there. And that's how I got into that space. And now we're trying to create that voice. And actually, the Film Commission will be coming in soon, and we are creating that to get that.
Applause. Great.
But really, and it's not just about the passion, but even the professionalism, the technical aspect of it. Guys, we have it.
Yeah.
We do.
You know what I mean?
We do.
Look at you, we do. Yes, we do. So, from where it started, the love is still there. Professional, technical-wise, we are there. And I know that we are improving, and we need more structures where we can now do all this, have studios where we can shoot from and have control and, all of that. But it's coming.
Okay.
It is coming.
And sort of like something, I think a question that we stepped over was the noticing, what, aside from the things, of course, that we need to do to help the industry, but storytelling-wise and like culture and communication, I think there's an element that we're still missing. So even if we got the funding, we produced to a certain quality, but I think like the cultural heritage and the storytelling, the richness, that can then bring people's attention to you is what we're still lacking. So how would you say, in your opinion, we can sort of fix that? Is it like getting folk stories, or what is it that we need to give the world that?
Yeah. What are we missing?
I wouldn't say it's lacking. It's capacity. I think we were joking earlier to say a lot of our stories are miserable.
They're always sad.
They're always sad. But it's because the people that are removing the money for that story, maybe it's about women, or it's about children, it's tied to a particular agenda or their objective, right? Who's going to give you the money to tell a story about, I had a heartbreak and then I went back to Western Province.
You feel very like, why are we wasting money?
You know what I mean, right?
I see what you mean.
But I was quite blessed. I think 4 years ago, even before I got into administration, I got an invite, some guys from Kaoma. They produced a film. So they invited me over. Beautiful folk story. It's called Mwenda Njangula. So it's a story about he's a half being, half forest. So if you go into the forest, right, picking fruits, and you encounter Mwenda Njangula, he'll challenge you to a fight. Okay. You lose, you die. If you win, he'll give you all the knowledge of the forest. And that's why all the medicine men say they fought Mwenda Njangula. But it's all these beautiful stories. You know what I mean?
It sounds quite
Yes, it's all these beautiful stories, but just the capacity to tell these stories, the funding that you need to tell said stories, because in Livingstone you have Nyami Nyami. You have stories about the Tanganyika, whatnot, and places. And again, it goes back to stories told properly. Tourism, job creation, there's more revenue, catering, and you get what I mean? It's
and also like the thing you said about maybe corporates or certain bodies only associating themselves with certain types of storylines is what can maybe the government do, because that one's beyond us, to instill confidence in like the corporates or like third party, maybe private investors. Because right now, I'll go to an organization or even an individual and say, hey, I've got this idea. This is how you're going to make back your money, blah, blah, blah. They won't give me that money. Yeah. Why? Because they know that even the government doesn't back us up.
It's so painful. It's so to hear sentiments like they have enough. You know what I mean? Like, what do we have? You've given us the policy, you don't want us to have the fund to implement. They don't realize that film is the only, let me not say the only, film is that industry. It's like if you give a grain of maize, it gives you 10 cobs. So if you empower 20 filmmakers or 20,000 filmmakers, you empower 20,000 filmmakers that will create jobs for another 20,000, and those ones will create for another, right? The film is not like, not to, like just say if I employ 10,000 teachers, that's it. With film, I'm sure your first gig, you were like, okay, whether you're an actor, I don't know what you were on your first set, acting?
Actually
Writing. Yeah. Now you're producing, and now you're creating jobs for other people, right? Yeah. That's the difference with film.
Let's talk about the budget. Now that we're there, let's talk about the budget. The budget.
Yep.
Money. Yeah.
money.
Because as it stands, we're like, maybe guide me, 20, is it 27 million?
27 million.
The arts.
All the arts.
For the
by
whole-
the way. Not just film,
Annually.
music, that's all the arts.
This year.
This year.
year.
And they're like,
2025.
we've given you
Has this
more
been the
money."
highest or
This has been
the peak?
This
so
has
far?
been the peak, yay.
Yeah.
This has been the peak.
So when we talk film, do you have an idea how much? Is any of that actually going to film? Is there like a fraction?
So there are budget lines. So there's infrastructure, and then there's management and whatnot. So there are two budget lines for that. And then it goes down into the National Arts Council, which goes into all the various arts associations, right? But 27 million for music, for film, for fashion, for theater.
Yeah.
Just in terms of infrastructure, if you had to create like a studio, how much do you think you'd need? Now, this is what's supposed to sustain the whole art sector the whole year. Like, it kind of makes me feel like you don't take this industry serious.
Yeah. True.
And for me, that is my feeling. You say, oh, but we've put all these things, invest. Because I feel like you give us a few seeds of maize, right? But then you're like, but you're not even producing that much.
Yeah.
And then you're giving other people bags and bags and urea and
Yeah.
whatnot. Can you see what they're doing?
Yeah.
How much are you investing in the arts? Like, put your money where your mouth is.
True.
Like, don't say, yeah, we support. Yes, you do, but invest. Put your money where your mouth is. I feel like, oh, talk, we invest. No. Investment shows. Your dedication to a growth of an industry shows. I'm not seeing it in the arts. And unapologetically so. If you want to grow the arts, seriously invest in it. Again, it goes back to mindset. I'm going to tell you a very sad story, and which stems from the Film Fund. So there is a said artist who, was kind of clinching a deal with some investors for the film industry. And they were going to come in and do, I think, about 50 films within the country. So when they understood that he is part of the association, they said, okay, great. Then that means he's a legit person. He's a credible person, and the government recognizes him because the government recognizes associations, right? Yeah. Then the issue of the Film Fund came in. And then the next thing, as an association, we're following up. Where is this thing going? How far? And he says, I think let's put that on hold for now. Because, and you could tell the sentiments were, if your own government has no confidence in you, why should I?
Why should I?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yay.
Why should I?
Okay.
So he says, let's just put that on hold. But if, with that saying, charity begins at home.
Yeah.
Confidence,
If your
if parent doesn't
didn't-
believe in you, that is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yet you say, we believe in the arts. Show it. Put your money where your mouth is. Show it. Less talk, more action.
More action, yeah.
Show it. You're not going to blame me for just growing 2 stalks of maize when all you've given me is 2 grains and saying I'm not producing enough. Show it. So don't say from the little we have misused it. No, we've multiplied it by 10. Are we ready for more? Absolutely. So what's your excuse?
Yeah, and they say that him who can do well with little can be trusted with
preach.
So
What's your excuse?
What's the excuse?
And I think that's what we should be asking. Yeah. What's the excuse? Because we've shown it.
Yeah.
We've shown our faithfulness in the little. So why are you afraid to give us more?
To give us more.
And I think others have actually seen it.
Yeah.
Because for a fact today we can attest that Zambezi Magic, it's not a Zambian company. It's but they came here and they gave us a platform.
Saw a market.
They trusted us. They
Look
gave
how
us
it grows.
a channel dedicated to out. To
Yes.
just us, Zambian. Even though there's like other countries on board, but
it's dominated,
Yes.
Heavily dominated
Yes.
by Zambian.
So
They saw a gap.
yeah.
They saw a business opportunity.
Yes.
People don't go where there isn't any,
Where there isn't any
profit.
business. Yeah.
Right? People always do something where there is a profit, where there is a business. And that's the reason why they came here. Again, I keep asking
Again,
her,
like what's
stopping you? What's the excuse?
Why? Okay, I don't know if you're the right person to ask this question, but anyway, it's a discussion. Why do you think platforms like ZMBC, for example, haven't, like
stepped in to say,
yes,
let me be
like
there.
you could say maybe it's the way it is, like SABC 1, 2, 3, 4 in South Africa, or like other countries, Africa Magic from Nigeria.
I think initially that was the direction that we were supposed to take. I don't think I would be the best person to talk about why it isn't happening, lest I give the wrong kind of information. But ZNBC should have been the very first platform that we have our local content on, creating the stars that we have the very same way, because film is a business.
Yes.
Zambezi Magic proved that, to say that we are our own clients of our work. Like, we watch what we produce. We've seen that. Other countries also watch what we are able to produce. So why it isn't happening? That one is $1 million question that I do not want to get into because of a little propaganda that's going on in there. But I think there's certain people that would shed more light on that one. I just want to say that our local content has proved to be a business, and ZNBC needs to wake up.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you don't believe in your own, other people will. Maybe we should create our own stations and do our own thing. We're not going to frame for frame, uncut TV.
Uncut TV, and then, just take up all the content. And
take it up.
Yeah, now you're like, we want that, we want a piece of that cake, and it's too late.
Bake it.
Now bake it from scratch. Bake your own cake.
Yeah.
Another thought that I would put across is I feel like there should be sort of like a ratio in how funds are distributed. I know, of course, the film industry compared to other industries or sectors like the agriculture sector or mining or health sector, we're of course not at the same level yet. But, however, like you said earlier, you cannot expect someone to grow if you don't give them something. So if we start somewhere where we say, okay, the budget for, according to my research, a little bit of a search just now, is the agriculture sector is, in 2026, that is, will be allocated about 15.5 billion. Don't say million, billion.
B for billion.
B for billion, right? So if you're looking at such huge amounts allocated there, of course I know agriculture brings massive results, bumper harvests, good turnarounds, but even a fraction of that, right, given to the film industry would spark a huge difference. If we're doing with 0.03%, and we're bringing back more. Yeah. Imagine what we would do with even $1 billion, let's say.
So I think also for the arts, one of the things that we are advocating for, also partnering with the civil society and different partners, is give us 1%. Out of the entire budget, just give us 1%. We are at 0.03. We do produce 10 times more than what you give us. So we have shown faithfulness, we have shown structure. You are able to measure that. So give us 1%. And I think let's start from there. We have seen so many other countries that have been invested heavily in the arts, and we see where they are now. You look at Nigeria, you look at South Africa. Let's not even go to the US because they get about, you know
Kenya.
what I mean?
My favorite is Kenya. Kenya does beautifully.
Beautifully.
Yeah. I mean, the onus is on us. We take full responsibility that it's our job, as you said, as creatives, as storytellers.
Yeah.
It's actually ironic that it's a story that you're trying to get someone to see. It's a narrative you want to build around. So we'll do, as filmmakers, we'll do our very best.
Yeah.
But this is why even podcasts like this, I feel like, are very important. It's a great start for us. And this is only the beginning. The momentum from here just keeps growing, and we keep tackling all these issues. So
film encompasses all the other art disciplines. Music. You've seen so many soundtracks. You see Sarafina, you see The Bodyguard, Whitney Houston, you see all these things there. That's music. Rihanna, in what animation was that? With the Blue Little... Home. Yes, Home, right? You see fashion. You see art, you see painters, sculptors, makeup artists. They do all these, blood and all this gruesome stuff. Construction.
Build like a set.
It's amazing. You have accountants, you have lawyers. We have it all.
Yeah.
We literally tap into every other sector, and we have the power to grow every other sector. I mean, we have filmmakers all across the country. As NAMA, we have provincial coordinators in all 10 provinces. Next month, we are going to Sinazongwe. We have one of our filmmakers who's premiering a film.
Nice.
And 2 months ago, we were in Kabwe. Before that, it was Chingola. We're being invited in January to in Chipata. It's every part of the country we have filmmakers. Every part of the country we have people creating jobs, helping children keep away from the streets, helping people grow a skill. We don't have the infrastructure where you have people going into different schools all around the country to learn art, but they have the University of YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And they're willing to affiliate to the National Association of Media Arts. And then we are also ready to serve and take capacity building workshops to teach them more on how things are done, give them information about festivals, and just incorporate them into our network, because that is what we have to do.
And it's great that you mentioned that, because people think Lusaka only, right? And you think
Exactly.
Exactly.
Correct me if I'm wrong, we are the only capital that has cinema, right? Cinemas. I mean, unless they've taken those truck cinemas, the mobile ones, to other countries. I saw Fresh View sometime try to attempt that.
So back then, we had Plaza 5 in Dola, but of course those closed down, and I think there was Fresh View Cinemas in Dola, but I think that closed down as well. But we do have lots of, community centers that people are able to, watch films, and our vision is to have places in different parts. Say in Kabwata we have a place where people can go watch movies, in Chilenje, in Kanyama, so that when someone is premiering, right, if you're premiering your films, it's so many people, not just
the filmmakers
you know
watching their own films.
Because
I always say that at premieres, it's just a bunch of filmmakers watching each other's films.
Yes,
It's great, but it's
but
not going to grow from the grassroots, because the regular guy at home wants to consume your content.
Exactly, and there is such a massive market where people want to watch what it is that you have produced. People want to support, because people feel good when they hear their language, or they see somebody who looks like them, or you feel represented. So there is such a huge market for it, and ideally, when we do have all these places that people can have jobs and have our films shown, I'll be one of the happiest people in the world.
Definitely.
Again, that requires support.
You cannot do this alone. You cannot do this alone. I think also sometimes the perception is, why are you guys asking for help? Why can't you sort of just do it by yourself? I think if you agree with me, that's how I feel like they think. I'm sure you can find a way to.
You can survive on your own.
And I think
create systems of your own.
For the longest,
create your own system.
That's what we have been doing. For the longest time, we've been using every other resource and using the private sector for that. The private sector has been heavily supportive when it comes to the film industry as well. So that is where we have been for the longest time. And now this is where we say, okay, this is what we're doing. We also need you on this so that we can, have a catalyst to what we're able to do. I feel that's pretty much what it means for us, a catalyst to be able to produce how we need to produce. Because this is not easy.
It's tough.
It's rough out there.
That's what they said. Be strong. But anyway, do we have any other touch points before we maybe wrap this up? Because I feel like
I think from what we had, we've actually exhausted, and it's a good thing we've actually gone beyond. So I don't know if you have anything you feel like.
Any last remarks?
Any last remarks is, I don't know.
You could look directly into them and just speak to their soul.
Ask them.
Support us.
Okay. So I think any last remark, and I think I'll speak to different groupings, different demographics. Number one, I will say if you are a filmmaker, if you do adverts, if you are a social media influencer, if you do any kind of broadcast, if you use social media, you need to affiliate to the National Association of Media Arts. It is our job, our mandate, to help and serve you, to give you all the information that you need to support your growth. That is who we are. So if you have no affiliation, join the National Association of Media Arts. Another thing to the government, if you really are committed to investing in the arts, it should show. It really should show. Beyond the 27 million, it should show.
If
Yes.
you pay, it will show.
We've been paying. It's
Okay, dude.
That's a condition.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So for me, I think my greatest thanks goes to you
Thank you.
for coming through. We need you people. We need your support.
Yay!
Yeah. And also thanks to you guys, the viewers. We need you guys to be sharing, to subscribe, share the link so that other people can also learn. We need each other. We need to learn from each other. It's not just about me or Chawana or Uncle Ray or Mfaweli. It's the industry at large. We created this platform so we can come here and share ideas so that even as the parliamentarians, the government people are hearing it, at least they can also learn and maybe help us implement some things that we actually need to be able to grow our industry. We're just all about growth. That's what we want. We just want
All
to
about
grow.
growth these
And
days.
development.
All about growth.
this
All about growth these
Always
days.
been. Always been.
So yeah, thank you very much. It's been great. So yeah, Chawana, Mfaweli, Besta. It's been
Frame by Frame Uncut Podcast.
Yes.
This next time.
see you next time, the next episode.
All right.
We're out.
Peace.